Life is full of surprises and they're not always good ones. Sometimes these surprises can be quite stressful and financially draining. Imagine driving to work and suddenly getting a flat tire, or finding yourself in a hospital bed due to an unexpected illness, or worse, receiving a notice that you've been laid off from your job. These scenarios can throw your finances into a tailspin, leaving you scrambling to cover the costs. That's where an emergency fund comes in. It's a dedicated savings account designed to cover these unforeseen expenses, providing a financial buffer when you need it most. An emergency fund is essentially a stash of cash set aside specifically for unexpected events. It's not for planned expenses or regular bills, but for those surprise costs that can disrupt your financial stability. Think of it as your financial safety net, there to catch you when life throws you a curveball. Whether it's a medical emergency, car repair, or sudden job loss, your emergency fund is there to help you navigate through tough times without added stress. Having an emergency fund gives you financial peace of mind. It means knowing you can handle life's little or big emergencies without going into debt. This sense of security allows you to focus on recovery and solutions rather than worrying about how to pay for unexpected expenses. Without an emergency fund, you might find yourself relying on credit cards or loans to cover unexpected expenses. This can quickly lead to high-interest debt, making a bad situation even worse. This reliance on credit can lead to a cycle of debt that's hard to break free from. Overdue bills and mounting interest can create a financial burden that feels impossible to escape. An emergency fund helps you avoid this by giving you a financial cushion to fall back on. It provides a sense of relief and security, knowing that you have a safety net in place. This allows you to handle emergencies with confidence and avoid the pitfalls of debt. Building an emergency fund takes time and discipline, but it's worth the effort. Start by setting small, achievable savings goals, and gradually increase the amount as you can. Consider automating your savings to make it easier to consistently contribute to your fund. Over time, you'll see your emergency fund grow, providing you with greater financial stability and peace of mind. You'll be better prepared to handle whatever life throws your way, allowing you to enjoy the present without constantly worrying about the future. In conclusion, an emergency fund is an essential part of a healthy financial plan. It acts as a buffer against life's uncertainties, helping you stay afloat during tough times. Start building your emergency fund today, and give yourself the gift of financial security and peace of mind. Imagine this. Your car breaks down, and you need a $1,000 repair to get it running again. The stress of being stranded on the side of the road, combined with the unexpected expense, can be overwhelming. You might have to rely on public transportation or borrow a car from a friend, adding to the inconvenience. Or perhaps you face a medical emergency and are hit with a hefty hospital bill. The cost of medical care can be astronomical, and without insurance, it can drain your savings quickly. Even with insurance, co-pays and deductibles can add up, leaving you with a significant financial burden. Without an emergency fund, these unexpected events can derail your finances. You might find yourself dipping into savings meant for other goals, or worse, going into debt. Credit card interest rates can be high, and borrowing money can lead to a cycle of debt that's hard to escape. Unexpected job loss is another scenario where an emergency fund is crucial. Losing your job can happen suddenly, and the loss of income can be devastating. Bills don't stop coming just because your paycheck does, and finding a new job can take time. Losing your primary source of income is stressful enough. The pressure to find a new job quickly can be immense, and the financial strain can affect your mental health and well-being. An emergency fund can provide a buffer, giving you the time to find a job that's right for you, rather than taking the first one that comes along out of desperation. Having a financial cushion can ease the burden while you search for a new job. It allows you to focus on your job search without the constant worry of how you'll pay your bills. You can take the time to prepare for interviews, update your resume, and network with potential employers. An emergency fund is not about getting rich. It's about protecting yourself from financial hardship. It's a safety net that can catch you when life throws you a curveball. By setting aside money regularly, you can build a fund that will be there when you need it most. It's about having peace of mind knowing you can handle whatever life throws your way. Whether it's a car repair, a medical bill, or a job loss, an emergency fund can provide the financial stability you need to navigate life's challenges with confidence. Start building your emergency fund today and give yourself the gift of financial security. The $1 million question, or rather, the several $1,000 question, is how much should you save in your emergency fund. This is a crucial aspect of financial planning that can provide peace of mind and security in uncertain times. So, how much should you aim to save in your emergency fund? The answer isn't one size fits all, but there are some general guidelines you can follow to get started. A good rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved up. This range provides a buffer that can help you manage through various financial hiccups. This means if you lose your job or face a major unexpected expense, you have a financial safety net to cover your essential needs for several months. This cushion can be the difference between a minor setback and a financial crisis. Your essential needs include rent or mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, transportation, and debt payments. These are the non-negotiable expenses that you must cover to maintain your standard of living. To determine your target emergency fund amount, start by calculating your monthly expenses. Add up all your essential costs and then multiply that number by 3 to 6. This will give you a range to aim for. Remember, this is a general guideline. Your specific situation might require adjustments. For instance, if you have a stable job with a steady income, you might feel comfortable with a smaller emergency fund. On the other hand, you might need a larger emergency fund, depending on your individual circumstances, such as the number of dependents you have or the stability of your job. If you have children or other dependents, your expenses will naturally be higher, and a larger fund will provide more security. Additionally, consider any potential unexpected expenses that could arise, such as medical bills, car repairs, or home maintenance. These can add up quickly, and having a robust emergency fund can help you manage these costs without going into debt. Setting up a dedicated savings account for your emergency fund can help you keep this money separate from your everyday spending. This way, you won't be tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. Regularly review your budget and adjust your savings goals as needed. Life circumstances change, and your emergency fund should reflect those changes. Whether it's a new job, a new family member, or a change in your living situation, keep your emergency fund up to date. Ultimately, having a well-funded emergency fund can provide peace of mind and financial stability. It's an essential part of a healthy financial plan, giving you the confidence to face whatever life throws your way. Building an emergency fund might seem daunting, especially if you're starting from scratch. But don't worry, it's more achievable than you might think. The first step is to set a realistic savings goal. Don't aim to save 6 months' worth of expenses overnight. Start small, even if it's just $50 or $100 a month. The key is to be consistent and gradually increase your savings over time. Section 5. Automating your savings. Make it easy on yourself. One of the easiest and most effective ways to build your emergency fund is to automate your savings. Set up a recurring transfer from your checking account to your savings account each month. This way you'll be saving money without even thinking about it. Treat your emergency fund savings like any other bill that needs to be paid on time. You can also explore apps and tools that round up your purchases to the nearest dollar and automatically transfer the difference to your savings account. Section 6. Finding extra cash. Small changes, big impact. Finding extra cash to save might seem impossible, but even small changes to your spending habits can make a big difference. Take a look at your monthly budget and identify areas where you can cut back. Can you reduce your dining out expenses or entertainment costs? Consider brewing your coffee at home instead of buying it every day. These small changes might seem insignificant, but they can add up over time and free up extra cash to put towards your emergency fund. Section 7. Where to keep your emergency fund. Safety and accessibility. Now that you're ready to start saving, where should you keep your emergency fund? The best place for your emergency fund is in a high-yield savings account. These accounts offer higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts, which means your money will grow faster. Look for an account that is FDIC insured for peace of mind. Your emergency fund should be easily accessible when you need it. Avoid investing your emergency fund in the stock market, as the value can fluctuate and you don't want to be forced to withdraw money at a loss when you need it most. Section 8. When to use your emergency fund. True emergencies only. Remember, your emergency fund is for emergencies only. It's not for that new phone you've been eyeing or a spontaneous weekend getaway. True emergencies include things like unexpected medical bills, car repairs, home repairs, or job loss. Resist the temptation to dip into your emergency fund for non-essential expenses. If you find yourself frequently using your emergency fund for non-emergencies, it's a sign that you need to reassess your budget and spending habits. Section 9. Rebuilding your fund. After the storm comes calm. If you do need to use your emergency fund, don't panic. It's there for a reason. Once the emergency has passed, make it a priority to replenish your fund as quickly as possible. Adjust your budget temporarily to redirect funds towards rebuilding your savings. Remember, the peace of mind that comes with having a fully funded emergency fund is priceless. Section 10. Emergency Fund for Young Adults. Starting right. Building an emergency fund is especially important for young adults just starting their careers. You might not have as many financial obligations as someone with a family, but unexpected events can still happen. Starting early allows you to develop good financial habits that will serve you well throughout your life. Even if you can only save a small amount each month, it will add up over time. Plus, the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow with compound interest. Section 11. Conclusion. Take control of your financial future. Building an emergency fund is one of the most important steps you can take to secure your financial future. It provides a safety net, reduces financial stress, and gives you peace of mind knowing you can handle whatever life throws your way. Start small, automate your savings, and be consistent with your contributions. By taking control of your finances today, you can build a more secure and stable future for yourself and your loved ones. Remember, the best time to start building your emergency fund was yesterday. The second best time is today.